I'm AJ and this is
Andrew.
And we're with the original Life on the Emerald Coast team.
Today we're going to be talking about the charming paradise that is 30A. Let's get into it.
The first item on our top 7 reasons for moving to 30A is going to be the Laidback Lifestyle. All along 30A and all of its communities are just super tranquil, whether you're looking for leisure activities or daily things like your grocery shopping, things that you need, and potentially even your business or, work stuff and your travel. Everything is just right there, making life really a breeze.
And what's really great about it too is the people in general. They're extremely welcoming and warm. I don't think there's a single community on the 30A, beach row, if you will, because there are several different communities there, that doesn't have that really good, solid feel to it.
Because everything that you need and want is so close on 30A, it just alleviates a lot of that busy time spend that you might be wasting when you're somewhere else. So it just kind of lends itself to helping you spend more time doing the things that you love, spending time with the people that you love.
And one of the biggest things that a lot of people come down here for, especially when they're moving from a big city, is exactly that, to just completely get out of that big city feel. The crazy traffic and honkings and yelling and all the crazy stuff that happens in a city, completely eliminated in the tranquil setting of 30A.
The second item that we're going to go over are the charming communities. So all along 30A, we have different communities, Dune Allen, you've got Alice Beach, Rosemary Beach, Grayton Beach, and each one of these is going to have a completely different feel. With like Dune Allen Beach all the way to the west is going to be very, very laid back, almost like a rural feel, very calm. And then you've got, Alice Beach over to the east. It's very immaculate. Like if you want to see perfection and just admire various architecture, like that's where you're going to go. Or Rosemary Beach, if you want to feel like a very intimate and romantic setting, or if you want to go over to Grayton Beach and have like a kind of like a not wild, but like weird, almost like an Austin, Texas, like keep it weird kind of vibe with all these art galleries and things. They're all very, very different.
And my favorite thing about that too is that each of the communities, because they have a different personality, you get to choose the one that fits with you the best. And if for some reason you want a little different vibe, maybe you're just feeling a little bit different that day, you can go to one of those other communities because they are so ridiculously close that you can just pop right over to another one and get the weird vibe. I don't know why I pointed at you when I said that.
Well, to be fair, Grayton Beach is my favorite
So
community. It does, yeah, it's my favorite community along all of 30A. But whether it's your favorite or not, there are so many events that you can find along 30A, which, speaking of Grayton Beach, we do have the Big Chill, formerly known as the Hub, which puts on great events. I mean, there's something going on literally every day, and they're super family friendly. Sage and I went out there just a couple weeks ago. They were playing the Jungle Book on the big screen, and it was such a great time. But they have all kinds of stuff, live music, face painting, everything that you could possibly want. And then various communities will have their own farmers markets, so regardless of which area you're staying in, you have access to those. It's just a really, really great area for having various places to go and find what it is that you're looking for.
And for those of you that like shopping, there is an abundant amount of different places to shop. Seaside is one of my favorites. I don't get out there often enough because I'm not really a big shopper, but when I do go out there, it is really fun. And then, of course, you've got art galleries and exhibits. You get the Zoo Gallery is one of the art galleries that I remember off the top of my head, and it is beautiful. There's some pretty cool artwork in there.
If shopping isn't really your highlight of the day, even though it might be some people's, maybe you're more of a people person and you just want to talk to new people, get new, perspectives on different things, or just hang out, make new friends. This is the place to be because we get so many people that come through, both locals, vacationers, snowbirds. We have all types of people from all walks of life coming through 30A. And if you just make friends with them and listen to their stories, you can learn so much just about, humanity and, the culture along our coast. It's really cool.
What's cool about that is that because each of the communities are different, people tend to flock to the one that is very similar to them. So it almost feels like you're with, among friends, whichever community you're in. And moving on to number 3 on our list, we cannot forget. In fact, I had to move this because this was going to be number 1. We talk about it all the time. It's what we are known for. It is the biggest thing, the most important thing, probably. Our beaches, our beautiful sandy white beaches of 30A, emerald green waters most of the time. Sometimes it's a little bit more blue, occasionally a little bit more green if it's a little colder, the algae has come in, but it is absolutely gorgeous. It's picturesque. I always see those cool little videos online of like top 10 beautiful places, and 30A is consistently on those.
And it's not just beautiful, it is super relaxing and even kind of healing. You can go out there and do some water sports if you like, or you can just go sunbathe. Either way, you're going to have a great time. Our beaches are really unique in the way that they stay pretty shallow for quite some time. So if you're bringing children or you're not the greatest swimmer, they're really, really great for just kind of hanging out and still being safe, even while in the Gulf of Mexico.
And if you want to grab a little exercise on the beach, of course, you can work out, you can be that guy, or you can just walk around, hit the sands, go shelling. Shelling is very popular out here as well. That's where you kind of get in there a little bit early in the morning. You can do it later, but a lot of times they're picked through at this point, and you exactly what it sounds like. You go grab shells right off the beach and head home with your prize.
Or not, if there's something living in the shell. We get a lot of hermit crabs and sand dollars, and if you're lucky, you'll see some like flounders just hanging out in the sand, or some stingrays. So make sure you're doing that Florida shuffle as you're walking around. Look, it's important. And another thing that's super important that's kind of become a really popular topic here lately is mental health. And there's something very, very like calming and healing about hanging out at the beach. You're grounding because you're barefoot and you're in the water. So it's some cleansing. It's that salt water. So it's just very, very good for you. And it just kind of helps if you've had, a really stressful week, or, however long, especially if you're coming to the area from somewhere where you've had to shovel snow. Maybe your body's aching a little bit. You can go just hang out, and you can just do a leisurely stroll or a leisurely swim or a leisurely get a tan and just lay there. That's me.
Or, of course, if you want some exercise, you can do an aggressive swim, But the point of this entire thing is that coastal beauty that you see online is there year-round. Even when it's a little bit chilly out here, which we do have a solid couple of weeks of cold. But even so, if you just snapped a picture and sent it to your friends would have no clue that it's cold, because it is still that gorgeous, beautiful, serene look that we get out here.
I know I gave you guys our names earlier, but we are local real estate professionals right here on 30A, and all of our contact information is on the screen for you. If you have any questions about our beautiful beaches, you can reach out any way that you like.
Now, speaking of aggressive workouts, let's move on to our fourth subject, or fourth thing we want to talk about, which is the outdoor activities that don't necessarily involve the beach. So, two of the most popular things we see out here is biking and, surprisingly, hiking. Now, I know what you're thinking. You guys are in Florida. There's no hills. Yes, there's no hills, but we have outstanding parks running all through in and out of 30A. You can kind of walk through. Now, it's not going to be big hilling. You're not going to be grabbing rocks and doing any of that, but it is going to be very calm, very beautiful. And of course, if you're jogging in or something like that, it will help you get your workout in.
And even though those are activities that are not on the beach, I'm going to bring us back a little bit and say you can get some aggressive workouts on the beach as well. Getting on a jet ski is actually a bit of a workout if you're going super fast and you're fighting those waves. Or you can get out on a boat if you don't really know what you're doing and you're jumping waves. Or fighting fish. We have some deep sea excursions, or paddle boarding and kayaking. These are all great ways to enjoy the sun, enjoy the water, enjoy the wildlife, and still get a bit of a workout in.
And of course, this would not be a Life on the Emerald Coast channel talking about outdoor activities without talking about the Gulf. Because not the Gulf of Mexico, but actually golf, like with a club, because our golf out here is outstanding. Now, anybody that, knows anything about Florida knows we have more golf courses than we have people. Okay, not really that much, but we have a ton of golf courses, and the 30A area is no different. So if you're coming out here to get a little golf excursion on, maybe, escape the missus or escape the mister, whatever you're into, or bring them along, because it is beautiful. You can take them right along to any of the golf courses here in our area, not just right on 30A, but if you want a variety, we have some on either neighboring city as well.
Now, if you're not necessarily wanting to escape anyone and you want to have a family adventure and go check out some wildlife, we have some really great parks that are great for solo or joint adventures. We have a lot of bird watching and some various wildlife. We're known for having bears. Actually, it's kind of a big deal.
Very cool.
It's very cool. But not just, in our parks, but also in the water. We've been seeing a lot of whale sharks here recently, which is really cool. We get quite a few different types of sharks. Usually if you leave them alone, they're going to leave you alone. You'll probably see some people fishing for them and actually bringing them up onto the sand, which is always a little bit wild to watch. But they are there. And if you're really wanting to check out some wildlife from the Gulf, go earlier in the morning before they're full of people, because a lot of the wildlife, they want to escape, people. So they're not going to come around when the beach is full of people. So if you go earlier in the morning, you have a higher probability of seeing sharks, dolphins, stingrays, crabs, what have you. And it's a really cool experience.
And the best part about the entire outdoor scene, especially for you outdoor enthusiasts, is that our climate is outstanding for this, because we only have a few months of pretty despicably cold weather in the 40s, which I know some of you are laughing, but to us it's insanely cold. But because we only have that a few weeks, maybe up to a month or so out of the year, that means you get to do all of these things a little bit longer. Now, of course, if you're golfing or something like that, or any of these activities, you might have to put on an extra layer for about another month or two out of the year. That's pretty good. 9 months out of the year, you get to do all the outdoor activities that you want.
So much time for activities. The fifth reason why you should move to 38 is the dining experience. Whether you like to dress up to go to dinner, or if you want to just come up off the beach and grab some food, you're able to do either one. And it's really great because some of these are going to have just wildly great dining. I mean, just fine dining, but you can just be in relaxed clothing. Some of them you might have to dress up a little bit more, but for the most part, everyone's you're coming up from the beach. We expect you to look like you're coming from the beach and not like you're coming from a gala. So really cool experience there.
And of course, being right here on the water means that we have some of the best seafood that you can get. In fact, most of these restaurants are pulling in seafood right out of the Gulf of Mexico, straight into the kitchen, cooking it up, or, if you're eating sushi or something like that, not cooking it up, and then sliding it right over to your plate. Now, most of the stuff we get in the Gulf, we do cook. We've got grouper, redfish, my personal favorite, mahi, and of course, a ton of others, but those are the three main ones that I would generally eat, particularly, redfish, but they're all delicious. They can be made a variety of different ways, whether you're deep frying them or just throwing some seasoning on them or blackening them. They are absolutely delicious because it's as fresh as you could probably get, short of, going on the boat and eating it right then.
And it's not just the seafood that gets to you super fresh. We have a lot of farm to table style foods because we have so many local farmers, and you'll see them at the farmers market. So a lot of these vegetables and fruits and stuff that are coming through, the micro, what are they called? The little, when you, you start to grow the plants, but you're just using the first bits of them. It's micro something. I just learned about it recently, but they're super cool, full of nutrients, very fresh, none of it ever frozen. So you're getting all of those dense nutrients in a small amount, and the flavor is just incredible.
And I get it. Some of you are not fish eaters. I was not a fish eater when I first moved here either. I eventually grew to love it. It took me close to a decade, but I did. So for those of you that don't necessarily like the seafood, or maybe you just want something a little bit different, that is one thing 38 does so fucking well, is they have a ridiculous amount of different types of food. So whatever cuisine or whatever, palate that you want to, I guess, quench, is that the right
there
word?
You go.
It's there for you.
And you can go exploring and eat at some kind of different, dining place, someplace different every day. And you could eat at someplace different probably every day for a month. We've got various, larger restaurants to smaller, hole in the wall restaurants. We've got little creameries where you can get a snack. There's just everything. So if you're a foodie and you want some delicious food and you want to be able to try something different, a different style or a different setting, the entire time that you're in town, there's a high probability 38 can satisfy that need for you.
And for those of you that like to maintain a very healthy lifestyle, the sixth item on our list is exactly that. 38 is centered around kind of a healthy lifestyle. So from, all the outdoor activities we kind of talked about that gets you up and moving to the amazing food, well, we also have healthy options of food and of a wide variety of them. So if you are looking for something a little bit more specific for your dietary needs, we have those here too.
There are some great all organic and even vegan options. My daughter and I, we used to be vegan and we were able to maintain that lifestyle out here on 38. They have great places that you can just stop in, grab something quick and still meet all of your dietary needs. It's pretty awesome.
And of course, because you're surrounded by everybody else that has this like healthy lifestyle going on, it kind of pushes you into prioritizing your health and wellness as well. Not just from what you're ingesting in your body from a food standpoint and exercise, but also, as AJ kind of mentioned before, the overall mental awareness as well.
Oh, it's so true. Every time I drive around, I see somebody running, or sometimes I will meditate on the beach at sunrise. Actually, I have a friend who went with me recently. I was surprised I could find anyone to go with me, but it's just further evidence that the people along 30A really prioritize their health and mental wellness. So it's really just a super uplifting area. So you can go meditate on the beach, do some beach yoga if you don't have a broken foot, or just kind of chill out there and gather your thoughts and sit in some gratitude for a while.
And even if you've got like a broken foot like AJ and you're a little bit weak right now in your body, you can still have the number 7 thing on our list, which is a strong sense of community in general. So whether you're a newcomer coming onto 30A or you're a lifelong veteran that has lived there a very long time, you're going to feel welcome. You're going to feel at home and in place there, unless of course you're hiding out in your house all day, but why would you do that on 30A? And overall, it's going to enhance your experience that way.
If you are the type that maybe has a bit of social anxiety, but you have a strong sense of community, there are an abundance of volunteer opportunities that go on along 30A. There are so many events that you can volunteer for that you can help build that strong sense of community wherever you are and become a part of it and really, make friends with the locals and feel more intertwined with the area.
So speaking of community, if you'd like to join our little community, there is a beautiful little subscribe button just below this video. You can go and click on that and a little bell will pop up. If you click that, you will get every single video we're talking about, 30A, and of course the entire Emerald Coast, because eventually you're going to want to step aside from 30A and just check out the other areas around it. So we've got you covered on all of that. And of course, if you found any value in this video, we would also appreciate a thumbs up, which is the like button that's down below.
We'll see you guys at the next one.
See ya.